Here we have the all-new 2026 Cadillac Vistiq. This one comes in the luxury trim level in stellar black metallic. And then we have jet black leather interior. For the powertrain, 2 electric motors, 1 on each axle. We get 190 max kilowatt DC fast charging speed. And this is rated at 615 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. But as we come to the front end here, sorry about the sun, it's kind of early, but LED headlamps along with our LED daytime running lights. And a nice front fascia here. Really does remind me of the Escalade IQ. But it still kind of has the same body lines as the Cadillac XT6. And down here, these are 21-inch diamond cut wheels. And there's a charging port there. I like how they did the design here. And I say that because I have a Mustang Mach-E, and if you're used to that car, you know how when it's cold outside, if you park the car outside, that kind of latch will freeze up. So I like that we don't have that issue, at least manually. We'll see. But door panel here, you get your power seat controls, and then you also have your 4-way power lumbar support. You get power massage as well, 3-stage heated cooled seats, excuse me. And then you get 1-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, power folding side mirrors that are heated, blind spot monitors are in those, power door lock controls, and then there's your door handle itself. And this does include a 23 speaker AKG Studio with Dolby Atmos sound system, so definitely gonna try and check that out in a short. We'll test out the sound system. There's the front latch there, whatever's in there, and then we have the power tilt telescopic steering wheel. But there is the seat itself. But I want to give a huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, for allowing me to review this Vistiq today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now this sticker's for $80,514. Not too many options on here, just the paint. And then the captain's chairs. So here's my space back here. Not terrible, but could be better. And the big thing is I have the seat quite a bit back, but it's so bulky and big. And then you have this kind of hard plastic back, but seat back pockets on both sides. And then you do have the screen in the back here, so you can fool with the AC controls for the second and third row. And then you have those 3-stage heated seats as well for the second row. With just a few of the options there, you can fool with the ambient lighting, and then the fan direction, and again that temperature there. Get a 3-prong household plug-in, and then 2 USB-C charge ports. Kind of dark down there, so I apologize. And then 2 bottle holders in there, and then you have an itty-bitty storage pocket in the back as well. So there's a view of the front, and there's the view of the third row. Again, the glare is terrible, I apologize. I do like how they did this, having that third row skylight, like I'm used to seeing in some of the probably 5 to 10-year-old Land Rovers, but then you still have the panoramic sunroof right there, and that's what it looks like with the sunshade. And again, I apologize, the lighting is absolutely awful when you try to get things done first thing in the morning. Now you do get the soft closed doors, which is a nice touch. And this is gonna be a good option because I do think, I mean, it's a Vistiq, it's a Cadillac, but you are supposed to get 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds driving this thing, which is nice. And then you still have 6-passenger seating. It's not as roomy or as big as an Escalade IQ, but you're still saving $50,000, $60,000 compared to a comparable one. I like the storage underneath there, side pocket. But again, it's definitely not as big as the Escalade IQ. Now, when the seats in the second row are up far enough, these will fold flat. And you can see we do have a USB-C port integrated there, vents there, which is nice, bottle holder, and then a little storage pocket as well. And then you have your top tethers on the back of the seats themselves. And this does also have the auto sense lift gate, so when you have the key fob and you come around to the back, it'll kind of sense you and open by itself. And then you can also fold the second row flat if you so choose. And then you can also hit this button here and gives you a nice entryway to the third row if you don't want to go through the middle. This is definitely important if you were to have the bench seat. And then to our front passenger seat here. And pretty much same controls as the driver's side. So you do get that power massage on this side as well. And then we do have a glove box which can be activated from the screen here, which I'll show you that after a while. And then storage underneath here. And then I really like this. We have that small pocket here if you want to put some small sheets of paper or index cards, really to be what's best. But it's nice to have that. And then you have the 2 wireless charging pads behind the bottom screen, 2 USB-C charge ports. So one thing I can say about this vehicle in particular is they did a great job in using the space that you get with having an EV platform and, you know, putting the shifter in different places and things of that nature. But with us having 2 electric motors, this is the front mounted one. And it's very interesting to see kind of what goes on here. And I just ran this through the car wash. Kind of weird that all this water got in here, but let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. That's the horn. Over here to the screen, this is that same 33-inch continuous screen that we're used to having in most of the Cadillac EV lineup. Now you can go in here, check your vehicle status, and that shows the tire pressure, energy info and all that, or you have different ways that you can just push through everything. Your drive modes, you can really customize the My mode here with the steering, suspension, the brake feel. You even get sounds if you want to turn those on, and then the acceleration feel there. Or you can just throw everything into a certain drive mode. You have Tour, Sport, and Snow and Ice. And then you have the 1-pedal drive there. And you can see kind of what each drive mode stands for. Now with this screen, you know, GM's trying to get away from Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so we just have the Google Assistant system here. No wireless CarPlay or Auto there. But all of our charging settings are in here. And then your typical settings: team driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, Super Cruise lane change. All that can be adjusted. And then if you go into the system settings down here, you can adjust your language or your units of measurement. Had a little bit more light in here. It's getting a little gloomy, but you do get the automatic park assist, which is nice to have. Try to make a video of that, just showing how that works, how good it is at least. And then for your audio, AM, FM, XM, you get Bluetooth as well. Then you have access to the Google News. You get that USB drive as well with those USB-C ports. And then your controls are here. So with this being what it is, we don't have a typical, I guess, knob for our headlamp controls, but we do have the auto high beams here. You can pull up all these other shortcuts. Your child safety locks are electronic, so you can adjust those, as well as your rear window lock. And you can adjust your headlamps in the screen, but fortunately there is a shortcut over on this side, so you can go here and turn those on or off or set them to auto. The thing about this is 99% of the time auto is going to be fine, so not really a need to go over there. Lane keeping systems here, and then we can go through the trip meter, and then you can also go through the layout options as well. So you can go through all of these and you can see how the gauge cluster changes based on these 5 different views. So pretty neat. Now your backup camera's there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You also get the bird's eye view front camera as well, and then you have your overhead and your side views too. And then you have a few other settings down here. Again, that glove box, you can open that. That's the 1 pedal button. And then you can hit that button so the vehicle stays on for a certain amount of time. So with these newer EVs from GM, you don't have a typical push button to actually activate the vehicle to turn it on or off. You just kind of get in with the key fob, hit the brake pedal, and kind of get things going. Pretty much like the Teslas. I feel like that's one thing that they stole from them. But now down here, we have our dual zone automatic climate controls, and we can adjust the second and third row like we could on that back screen. So fan speed can be adjusted, the auto mode, the temperature, turn the whole system on or off. You can sync, and then you can also adjust that AC or heat there. And then I really like this setup here, so you can adjust that heated steering wheel. If you don't want to use the button on the actual wheel itself, kind of see the graphics for the front seats, which is pretty nice. And then you can also adjust that massage as well. So tons that you can do here. Now down here, volume can be adjusted right there. Click there to mute. And then you have shortcuts, so audio, phone, nav, the home button, and then you can use this to kind of scroll through the screen itself. 2 bottle holders there. Center console cubby space, a little bit of stuff in here, but USB-C port right there. Then a rear camera mirror, we can flip that on or off. Your hazards are up here. And then this is for the sunshade. You do actually get an actual roof there, so you can tilt that there, which is interesting, but I would expect it to, there it is, to slide. So that's one touch there. So you just kind of push it to tilt, and then you hold it down to slide it back. And that's one touch there. Again, you just kind of have to hold it. So it takes getting used to, because I'm not used to that. Usually you have a button that you like push back, but that is just tilt and then hit it again for the slide. So interesting. There's a view of the back seat from up here. And there's the vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel itself, stalk on the left side, blinker, windshield wiper controls, that's for the back, and then rear fluid's there. Hit this button on the side for the front fluid. And then our shifter is gonna be right here. So hit the brake, pull there for neutral, up for reverse, and then pull and down for drive, press P for park. Now what I find interesting is, before I get to the steering wheel, excuse my shoes, but those pedals are actually pretty nice to be in a vehicle like this. Now, if you're not in 1 pedal drive mode, you can use this to adjust the regenerative braking while you're driving. With us having Super Cruise, you turn on the adaptive first there, and then you can adjust that gap and then set the speed, and then click there for the Super Cruise. Now, if you're in the standard cruise mode, you can just hold this button here, and you can switch between regular and adaptive, and it'll kind of give you a, well, wrong button. This button right here switches you between adaptive and the regular cruise control, and you'll get a little notification there every time you change. Now there's a button for the V. That V Max gives you the maximum power output. And then over here, voice recognition, the mute, track list of radio station presets can be adjusted there, Bluetooth, and then volume down, volume up. You can use this to go through your track list of radio stations there. But for the most part, that pretty much does it. Your electronic parking brake is here. And then finally, Here's the key fob with remote start.